What's going on YouTube? This is Piscaro DB, that's Lily, and today we're discussing some big news that dropped this morning. I would have made this video earlier in the day, but I do work full time, so that's not quite possible. I couldn't be as timely as I'd like to, but basically unless you've completely avoided social media and the news and pretty much every other big content creator, small content creator, pretty much unless you've just entirely avoided all news in general, you're aware already that Microsoft has went ahead and acquired Activision Blizzard for up to, I believe it was 70 million or some large number. They acquired Activision Blizzard, so now Microsoft now owns Activision Blizzard, which means they own the Call of Duty franchise, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Candy Crush for mobile games, pretty much everything on an Activision Blizzard Battle.net client right now is now going to be owned by Microsoft in, I believe it said it was set to start officially in 2023. And now, if I just wanted to keep it real basic and, not put my own spin on it, I could have just left the video off there. Bam, Microsoft got Activision and Blizzard, and now they own those games. Done. But that's, I'm not just here to give you a quick news update and call it a day. I like to, direct my content and make it as closely related to the esports scene and things of that nature. So that is what I want to talk about with this specific announcement. Now, obviously, Activision Blizzard is home to both the Call of Duty League, which we have talked about on this channel before, as well as the Overwatch League, which we haven't, but is, obviously for the game Overwatch, and it follows pretty much the exact same structure as a CDL in the sense that the teams are franchised, they're connected to cities. Team Envy, they own the Dallas Fuel, who also own Optic Texas. It's the same. You get the idea. But now that Microsoft has went ahead and acquired Activision Blizzard, that now theoretically means that they own the CDL, the OWL, and they already have the HCS, the Halo Championship Series, which, again, we've talked about on this channel before. And that begs the question, because along with those leagues, they also now have acquired the rights to MLG, Major League Gaming. You should know about that. That's, some real original stuff. And on top of that, MLG, this now grants the opportunity for Esports Engine, Adam Apicella, and that group of people to now coordinate with the CDL and the OWL like they do with the HCS, which begs the question of, will Microsoft / this just acquisition in general be enough to save or boost, I guess you can't say the CDL is dead, but will this acquisition be enough to, bring back the hype behind competitive Call of Duty and competitive Overwatch? Because both have really been in a slump over the past few years for different reasons, but obviously Activision was in a really bad spot overall as a company with all the sexual harassment and discrimination stuff coming out from the top of their organization, lots of walkouts and stuff of that nature from their employees for good reason, of course. And it just seemed like they were in big trouble. And without any sort of rumors, which I'm very surprised about, because typically with something like this, we get a lot of rumors or intel, as people like to call it on Twitter, that kind of ruins the surprise. But no, we woke up this morning and bam, it was Xbox or Microsoft has acquired Activision Blizzard, which has me personally very excited for the future of both the CDL and the OWL. Because if you take a look real quick at what Microsoft has done with Halo and the HCS, not only do they have thriving partnered teams such as FaZe, United, Cloud9, Optic, you name it, they also have a fantastic amateur scene not only through open bracket at the actual events, such as from my HCS Raleigh vlog, which you can see, but also every week they're having an open series that takes place on Sunday, and the top teams from that qualify for the Pro Series, which I believe takes place on Thursdays. And then this allows for those teams to then qualify for the major events and not have to start an open bracket. I don't know if there's going to be an open bracket specifically at the Anaheim event coming up, but that's COVID related, not necessarily how they are going to be running the HCS structure moving forward. But the point being, they've been making use of a client called Faceit, and that is how they've been running their online section of their tournaments. And I mean, you've got people just putting teams together, such as the one time me, my brother, my friend, and his friend decided to compete, and it didn't go well, but that's what happens when you're going against really good people. And then there's teams such as Oxygen Esports, which, by the way, as you saw in my last video, they just entered the CDL with the Boston Breach. They have a team in Halo that has now made, I believe, the last 2 or 3 Pro Series by competing in these open events. So, I mean, it's such a range of teams and players, and it just allows for a thriving amateur / semi-pro scene, if you will, and that in turn boosts the partner teams and makes the stakes that much higher. The competition is great versus you look at Call of Duty right now, and I could hardly name anyone in Call of Duty challengers right now, except for people like Censor who have been around the scene forever. But the CDL is all that's there, and the problem they have is they have no legitimate amateur scene. And as soon as some of these top guys, get to that point where they're done, such as Scump, Clayster, Crimsix, you name it, once those guys move on, and where's the talent going to come from? Are we just going to randomly bring on new friends and hope that they can have the same kind of impact, both in game and from content, or do we want to have a thriving amateur scene that is constantly being put on people's screens? People can get to know these new players and teams before they're on, an optic or something like that, but they're still competing against them and for stuff that's relevant. And I think that is what's going to be really good about this acquisition, is that hopefully, fingers crossed, Microsoft is going to see the success that Halo and the HCS has had in their tournament style, and they're going to reflect back on how Call of Duty used to do things when they were holding MLG tournaments, and it was the CWL, and they had open bracket, and there was those main teams. They weren't technically partnered, I don't think, but you knew who the main players were, but you still had open bracket, and teams would make runs, and hopefully Microsoft will make the initiative to partner Call of Duty and Overwatch with MLG or Esports Engine, or however you want to put it, and this will allow for a thriving amateur scene, which will then in turn boost the pro scene as well. So personally, that's my thoughts on the situation. I also believe this could have implications on how, I'm not going to talk about Overwatch because I don't know enough about it to speak on the game itself, but personally, I think this can also end up having some implications on how just the Call of Duty franchise is going to be developed and run moving forward. But I'll save that for the next video. I just wanted to make sure I covered the esports side of things in this one, because I'm not sure how many people are actually going to discuss that important factor of this acquisition. If you like this kind of content and want to hear more about these types of things, especially in the esports scene, be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. Comment down below whether you think this acquisition is a good thing or a bad thing, whether you think Microsoft is going to be able to save the CDL and OWL, or if it won't have any impact. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. And like I said, we'll definitely discuss my personal opinion on the impact of the COD franchise moving forward. But until then, I hope you have a fantastic day.